Yeah, we're live, man.
What's up, YouTube? That's Spencer Israel. I'm Neil. Welcome to to Get Technical, where we prove that even really dumb, lazy people can make money in the markets by just looking at charts. What's up, everyone?
What's up? What's up?
I heard we're gonna get a big crowd today. Some type of streamer, I don't know, was with us. He brought in quite the audience. Where are my OGs at? If you're an OG, give me a 1 in the chat. Otherwise, I want to talk about AHT, Ashford Hospitality Trust, a stock that is getting mentioned a lot by some of my favorite Twitter accounts. Already making money on it. Right now, looking at the 10-minute chart here.
I'm sorry. What stock is that?
AHT, Ashford Hospitality Trust.
This is the most random thing. What is this, a REIT? Yeah.
Yep.
Random thing. All right.
Yeah, random makes money.
Wait, I thought. Are you sure you're not misunderstanding? I thought it said AMC, not AHT. No?
Both work. We can do AMC too.
Okay. So I guess we'll start off with AHT. What do you like about this?
So AHT, I don't like this interview format, Spencer.
Oh my God, I'm getting off.
We're gonna go play with a Rubik's Cube or something. All right. Sorry, Spencer. What's up, guys? Yeah, I'll hit whatever tickers you want. Put them in chat. Today we're gonna have Chris Capre here to talk about how to trade option spreads. I'm pretty damn sure he better show up, or we're gonna have to talk, he and I. EK holding those AHT calls. Let's go. I got the $5 calls, so I'm a little bit behind you. Way to go, baby. What's your expiration date on that? I got mine out for October. And BBIG bought calls this morning because it's going down. Little correction action on BBIG. Looking at the daily chart, got my October expiration calls. But let me know. The reason Spencer asked me before I kicked him out unceremoniously, he asked me why I like Ashford Hospitality Trust, AHT. One is because there's a squeeze going on, and there's a ton of volume in it, so that should tell you a lot. But let's look at okay, so I got the daily here. Let's go to AHT. Let me make this shit easier for everyone to see. There we go. Guys. What pattern do we see on our chart here with AHT? What do we got? Put it in the chat if you already know what this beautiful little pattern is. This is the best thing in the world. Especially when it's got short squeeze action, especially when it's got this crazy volume. Like, let me do a double clicky there. Look at this crazy above average volume on this thing. Let us go. Yeah. so there's maybe a little cup with handle up here. So we got cup with handle. We got high tight flag. Good stuff so far. Imran, what I'm trading today is AHT and BBIG. Not opposed to getting into some AMC though. I want to lower my my average price for AMC. Yeah, so this pattern, guys, this is a big, fat, juicy rounding bottom. All right. This is a stock that needs to recover from a long, sustained downward trend, which the daily is even too hard to look at. So we're going to go to the weekly. Ignore all the other stuff on the thing. Let's just look at price the way it was meant to be, the way that God wanted it. All right. Downward trend. Found its bottom. Now beginning to reverse. This is what we're looking for. All right. AHT, baby. So let's zoom in on the action that's happening right now. So we got our rounding bottom, right? That's our reversal pattern. And it is coming up with 1, 2, 3, 4 green weeks in a row. That's a run. It's up 117 and some change percent already. Yes, Zach's room pushing AHT. This is a stock that has a bunch of basically influencers and chat room gurus, or whatever the hell you want to call them, behind it. Okay, let's go. That's volume. Let's trade. So it's looking fantastic where it is right now. But one thing to watch out for. Let's pull up the old Bollinger Band here and get down to the daily. Today might be the last day that it's green, and it might have a little bit of a correction downward. That's why I've got, see these yellow dotted lines. These are my lines. Let me know. Okay, if passes this line, I'm gonna get a little ding dong on my phone. Let me know. This thing's on a run. It is ignoring the fact that it's totally overbought on the RSI. Get more. Pile in. If it's gonna run, I'm not afraid to add to my winners. And then I've got this line to let me know that it is breaking down, completing this little corrective phase, and giving me a better entry point, which I'm going to add one a little bit higher based on the low of this candle right here. Actually, the low of this candle. So I'm going to get my little crisscross tool and add that price alert in there. Those are entry signs. I'm extremely bullish on this one. The best opportunities you will ever find in the stock market, unless it's like Amazon, but like, let's get real. I'm talking about opportunities that you can actually objectively identify using technical analysis, looking at the price chart, are rounding or double bottom reversals. Because then you know what the price history was in the past, so you can set your price targets or your sell targets for the future. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So this thing, if it runs all the way, if it does the full double bottom thing, let's get rid of this Bollinger Band tool. And what I'm going to do is set a price target based on the neckline, which is this yellow line right here, and the lowest point of our rounding bottom. Big fat, slap it 2 times, double bottom. Rounding bottom anyway. Might form a double bottom if this completely sells off and goes back down. So, I mean, double bottom would be if it does this. You know? So very, very rough, quick and dirty estimate is the difference between the neckline and the low. And then we add that to the neckline. Set our price target at about 1029, which, guys, once we do that quick and dirty, let's see where that lines up with price history and then adjust it slightly. So you can see that that's right about at the body of this candle. Each one of these lines along the way, these highs, these swing highs, those are going to be resistance points. Those are going to be potential sell targets and re-entry targets, right? But very aggressively looking at this thing, entering right now and just holding on to it. We're talking about potential profit of. Get my ruler tool. Another 83%. Yes, I'm buying options on this. This thing rules. AHT. All right, guys, let's get the likes up. If we can get the likes up to like, if we can get them up to 120, I'll start taking whatever stocks you want me to look at. And honestly, I'm so soft, I'll probably do it if you don't do the likes. But please do the likes. It helps us. What stock is this? This is AHT. This is a REIT stock that's got a ton of trade volume right now and has the most beautiful rat snack rounding bottom. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. All right, guys. Why do you think it will be curving up? Is there any catalyst besides the obvious chart pattern, Sam? Probably, but I don't know because I only look at charts. That's the beauty of technical analysis. I believe that all the shit that everyone's reading about these stocks and all of that fundamental stuff and news and all that shows up in the price. And the sentiment on the stock, which drives the market dynamics, comes from that price. So I don't need to see all that other stuff. I believe it's baked into the chart. So it's not like why do I think it's going up? It's the fact that it is going up. That's all I care about. And the fact that it is what gives me a rounding bottom, lets me set my price targets. That's how I make money on the thing. Is Blackberry worth it? Everything is worth it as long as you know how to trade it. BB. All right, first thing that I see right here, very similar to actually what's happening with the stock we just looked at. AHT. Look at this. Let me delete all my drawings off the thing. AHT, little bit corrective phase, impulsive candle up today. All right, Blackberry. Larger corrective phase, impulsive candle up. Is it worth it? That's such a loaded question, my friend. Can you make money on it? Yes. Yes, queen. All right, so let's do this thing right. Look at that. Guys, what do you call this pattern? Let me know. Give it to me in the chat if you know what this pattern is that we got here on Blackberry. I don't care if the catalyst is a short squeeze or if it's people on Reddit or on Twitter or Discord groups. I don't care what it is. My main thing is recognizing it early and then getting in. Sometimes it helps to give you conviction, but usually the conviction should come from just the volume. If you see crazy above normal, so if I double click, let me double click this this thing down here really quick. This yellow line down here is the 20-day moving average of volume. When I see a volume start to get like 10x that number, that means that there's some serious volatility happening. People have conviction. I don't care what it is. I don't care what the company is, what they produce, any of that. This is all I need. The double grab pattern. The double grab. The muffin top. All right, so we do have some OGs here. So this, I would not call this a muffin top. Why? Because this person clearly has been on keto. We don't have, the muffin top is characterized by a little bit of this, right? No, this person took care of themselves during lockdown. Unlike me. No, we got a rounding bottom here, guys, with Blackberry. And what happens with rounding bottoms almost every time? Once you start that upward trend, if you're getting a healthy rounding bottom, you get some kind of pennant, which is what we got right here. That's why I like Blackberry. Is it worth it? I don't even know what that question means. Is it tradable? Can you make money on it? Yes. Now let's talk about that. Number one thing to look for is resistance. All right, so we seem to be hitting some resistance levels here. Nothing really meaningful. That's kind of new. This is the 6-hour chart. Let's go to the 1 day really quick. The next level of resistance is going to be right here on this high from the 29th of January. That's your next price target. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's all there is to it. Let's go down to the 4-hour and see if we can, or maybe let's go down a little bit lower and see if we can find a meaningful price structure here. This is a V-shaped reversal. So when you get a V-shaped reversal, that means you have a downward trend, and then you have a low point in the stock, and then you go up, you have a shelf, and then you go up like that. So it's not exactly a V, it looks like this every time. All right, that's what we got right here. That's a V-shaped reversal to the upside. We are looking at the 30-minute chart. Something to notice if you're trading this. This is not an investment thing. This is to trade it in and out. Is that down here, we got some room to go before this thing's overbought. All right, so we're watching number one for a discernible pattern, which we got, V-shaped reversal. We're also looking for RSI to not be overbought so that you're not buying at the top. If you buy at the top, all you're doing is helping shorts. That's all you're doing. We want to buy at low points. So we're also looking for our volume to shoot above average to get past this level of resistance. All right, so you can see right here. Let me zoom in real nice. We're hitting this level. This is resistance. We're stuck here. We're going to need a little extra to get past that. And that's where we need to see that volume pick up. And it looks like it just might happen here on the 30-minute chart for Blackberry. If it does, quick price target is this clear swing high. This is going to be like a sub %, Oh shit. No, it's not 7%. That's 7% profit potential. Two things you can do right now. One, you can trade commons. You can buy some common stock in Blackberry, set your price target up there. Two is you can trade in the money options that are expiring this Friday and get some leverage on the thing. Only do that if you know how. We will talk more about the complexities of trading options when Chris Capre comes on. All right, so you want to see a 5-minute chart on Blackberry? Yeah, it looks like it's breaking above that resistance. Yeah, the RSI is of course overbought, but I'm more of a 10-minute guy. All right, what else do you want? Why is Corsair just trading sideways? Because it is. So what I think everyone should do is not worry so much about the why and worry about just what is. All right? What is happening? That's the only thing you can work on. The why is way less important. But I'm not mad at this with Corsair. I mean, the next bounce could be a big one. I mean, if it touches this line of support, I already have some drawings here. Corsair is a popular stock. If it gets back down to this support level, it could bounce up 16%. Not terribly exciting, but this is forming a little bit of this. So if we do break above this neckline, you're starting to see some potential for, if it breaks above this red line, a 38% move. But we shall see. It's not about why. It's about what is. All right. Smash that like. If we get that like up, I'll hit some more stocks that are coming in through chat right now. Do I do crypto charts? Yeah. Luna USD. Can you do a USD pairing on that? No, you probably can't. That's a shit coin. Okay. Terra coin. I probably could pair that with like. No. There we go. Got it. This is Luna. I don't really know this one. But I love crypto. Because all you need is technical analysis to trade it. This one's really young. It doesn't have whoa, this song's weird. It doesn't have a lot of price history to go off of. But what you're looking for here is a sign that it's turning around. That's all there is to it. So there's a couple ways you can look at this. It's currently in a sideways trend, but this could be a continuation of this previous downward trend that it's in. All right, it could, if it breaks down past this sloping line of support that I've drawn here, it's probably going to go lower. How much lower? It's the height of this pattern that I've just drawn. That's how much lower it will go. Which is 0. But what you want to see is for it to start curving upward and for volume to move in a similar direction. So where did my RSI go? Do I not have that? Maybe TradingView might not have. Wait, they have volume data, so they have to have RSI. So let me double check like a random stock. Oh yeah, we just don't have RSI for that. Oh wait, what the hell? This is probably what you're trying to look at, right? This is a lot more price history. Yeah. Okay. So this thing's going to go down further. Why is it going to go down further? Because it has a continuation. So like, if you see a cryptocurrency do this, it's probably going to continue in the direction it's already moving. This is the best pattern on the planet. It's a bull pennant. If you see a cryptocurrency do this, is probably going to continue in the direction that it's already moving. This is a bearish pennant. So good chance that it does go lower than that, which would be, I bet you this will line up pretty well. Again, the height of the pattern added, yeah, which is, it takes it past, it takes it in a negative space. So it'll probably, you want to wait to see if it breaks in either direction to make a decision on that one. Yeah, they have RSI over here. Yeah, it's super oversold. I was looking at the wrong pairing for Luna. It's not super oversold, but it did get pretty oversold. I would say just wait for the resolution on this. It's the same thing, guys, as Bitcoin. Look at this. Doesn't that look familiar? This is like the same thing as Luna. Bitcoin rounding top does the same thing as rounding bottom, but it does it in the opposite direction. On the way down, formed this bull pennant. All right. If it breaks down past this blue sloping support, we're looking at like 20K. So this is like probably the most viewed chart on the planet Earth right now. What time frame do I typically use on these? It totally depends on what I'm doing. So for most things, if I've never seen it before, I want to start with monthly, then look at weekly, then look at daily, and work my way down to see what the heck is actually going on. Because this is all about the history. And just looking at a monthly time frame is the easiest way for me to say, okay, let's look at Bitcoin and see that it's had 1, 2, 3 red months in a row. Let's look at the weekly sideways for the past 3 weeks. Get down to daily, then we can really start charting some patterns. You can also do that on weekly for an asset like Bitcoin. But I mean, Bitcoin's not something that you typically day trade. I don't know. Some of you probably do. I'd rather day trade something that's, you know, worth less than 35,765. Okay, Workhorse. Let's do it. I'm going to delete all the stuff that I've drawn on it already. Meh. It's had its big pop. It's entered in a little corrective phase, and volume has dried up. Well, not totally. We're still at above average volume, but we really need to push above these resistance levels. So we got resistance right here, resistance right here, which you see. What I'm looking at is this level, and that's about as high as we could get before. And then we've got upcoming resistance, which we've already hit for today based on this level. So we want to see a break above that before we start targeting this on Workhorse without getting too complicated. Yeah, I mean, short squeeze could definitely help. Is F going to be sideways the rest of the day? Looks like it's trending down, but holding. Let's look at Ford. Delete all my drawings. Let's go down to 10-minute. Yeah, it looks like it'll probably trade sideways for the rest of the day. But it looks like it's a nice entry. Switch to... Yeah, I would just watch out for this one. I'd want to find like some like very clear support on Ford, which it could just be holding this level. But yes, I would say that it's probably going to close the day sideways unless something crazy happens in the news. Yes, keep arguing about the virtues of shorting. All right, guys, give me a 1 in chat if you want to learn how to trade option spreads. Give me a 1 in chat if you want to learn how you can make money even if a stock doesn't go up or down, but just move sideways like Ford is right now. Roblox. Roblox looks like a little toppy, a little sloppy toppy. But with support right here, might get that bounce. Here, I'm gonna use a cool tool. So I'm using Trading View, but you can use this on any charting tool that you've got. I'm gonna turn on pivot points. Pivot points are just support and resistance lines calculated based on previous candle high, open, close, highs, and lows. And looking at the daily here, you can see we're right in the middle here between our first line of resistance, R1, and what is called the pivot, which is like basically the average or like the mean. You can consider it the mean. So this one's kind of in no man's land, according to the pivots. So you'd want to see some sort of drive toward either one of these directions, and then that's how you time a bounce. So pivot's not tremendously helpful here. Let's use the Fibonacci retracement tool. For the Fibonacci retracement, I'm going to go to this swing high that we had not long after their IPO. And then down to this, the low that came afterward. And look at that shit. The body of today's candle is holding right on that 1.618 line. That's your Fibonacci retracement, which is the Swiss Army knife of trading. So, Roblox, we want to see this line get held. If this line gets held, and we start to see some buy volume come in, but I got to tell you, we're probably going to cool down a little bit here on the RSI. But if this line gets held, there's no reason to exit if you're long. That's what I got to say about Roblox. Yeah, this is daily chart. This is the daily. So then what you can do, let's go down to the 4 hour. And let's find if you're going to be trading more frequently. Let's go to the high. I didn't need to go to 4 hour for this. But if you're going to be trading more frequently, you can use the Fibonacci retracement to find the little roadblocks that you're going to have. Wow. The road to blocks for Roblox that you're going to have on your way back up. So if we do indeed bounce off of this level, you're going to hit resistance at each one of these lines. And every time you break through one of those lines with a solid green candle body close, the body of the candle above one of those lines, that increases your conviction in the position, as long as it's not super oversold, which is the RSI getting a well above.
Can I interrupt for 1 second? Can you just look at Biogen? I know this has nothing to do with Roblox, but Biogen was halted for 3 hours and just came out of the halt just now.
Wait. Okay, so what is the? Is it BGN?
No,
what's the ticker?
BIB. So it just came out of the halt there, like a minute ago.
I mean, they probably.
So it's just interesting because it was halted on morning on news. I don't know if you heard about the Alzheimer's thing, but their drug just got a FDA approval. First time any drug to treat Alzheimer's has gotten FDA approval, and the pricing of this drug is insane. So it just came out of the halt and it opened at 4. So it was halted at what, 286, and it opened at 440. Jesus,
this only works if you're constantly following the stock. So thanks. Yes, this is a big move. Little known fact: did you know that insane moves happen in every single market every single day?
Jesus, I'm just trying to alert the people. Oh my God! Fine. You know what, everyone? Biogen is. It's still halted. I lied. I took it all back. Don't trade it. Don't look. What you see is not.
Should we buy it right now, if we can, when the halt ends?
The halt is over. The halt is over. The halt. It's at 460 right now.
All right.
And rising. God. All right. Fine. I try to tell people where the action is. This is
where the action was.
This is where the action is right now.
No, this is where the action was.
Neil, how many millions of shares? We just traded 1 million shares in 1 minute. Okay.
We are a bunch of institutions that have been following this.
Yeah, the hedge fund, sure, the HFTs, no doubt. That's what this is. It's all algos, but that doesn't mean you can't play ball. God, you guys are all right. Fine. I thought you wanted to know where the volatility is. I guess I was wrong. I'm sorry.
So, on Get Technical, we like to find discernible chart patterns. Not one. Yeah. So for the most part, biotech moves when there's like an FDA approval or something like that, or they make an announcement at a press conference or some crap like that. So this is something where you
want to bring on Chris? Well, no, it's like past 1:30.
I know you're backseat trading this shit, and it's driving me insane. That's fine. Let's bring on Chris Capre to talk about options spreads. Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on? I missed our last Monday session due to the holiday.
Yes, that was disappointing. Memorial Day really got in the way of our hanging out.
I felt lost at 10:30 on Monday morning. I was like, oh, what am I supposed to do now?
I just walked around different parts of my apartment and just stared off into space, and then kept going back to sleep. It was depressing. So what's up, guys? If you guys don't know Chris Capre, is the founder and leader of Second Sky Forex, Second Sky Stocks, and is a fantastic and experienced trader in pretty much every type of financial market. But you have made a promise to us, Chris, to teach us something today. And what is that thing you're going to teach us?
We are going to be talking about, so we were going to talk about spreads today, right? We did bear call or bear put spread last time, right? If you remember.
Yep.
Has it been that long? It's been that long.
Yeah.
So we did bear put spread. And we can do bull call spread today since we have a lot of bull call spread trades on right now.
Okay, if you got trades ready to go, I think that's the perfect thing to teach. Let's earn while we learn.
Okay. Before we get into the bull call spreads, though, I have to say AMC. We took a trade on this one today from an options perspective. So there are two ways that you can play and create gamma squeezes in AMC. The first is that you buy an insane amount of calls, particularly out of the money calls on a stock. And if I buy 100 calls on AMC, the dealer or market maker that I'm sending that to, he's short 100 calls because he's taking the other side of that trade. So he's short 100 calls. Well, dealers don't like to be unhedged. They don't want to have directional position. So they're going to hedge that position. And how are they going to do that? They're going to buy AMC stock if they don't have enough stock. That creates a gamma squeeze because you force reflexively the dealers and market makers to get long AMC. There's another way you can create a gamma squeeze. You can sell puts. You sell a put on AMC since it has incredibly high implied volatility right now. If you sell cash secure puts below the current price, you will collect a premium for that. If I sell a put to a dealer or market maker, if I sell 100 puts to a dealer or market maker, that forces them to be what? Long puts, which means that they have directional exposure to the downside. Well, they have to hedge that position. And so how they do that, they hedge it by buying stock as well. So that's the second way you can create a gamma squeeze. So we decided to buy or actually sell some cash secure puts on AMC. It's another way to play the implied volatility without paying the heavy price for the at the money calls right now. So we on the open market, as soon as the market opened, we sold the 40 calls for like $4.20. Right now, with AMC much higher on the current price and with the structure on the 5-minute looking and 1 hour and 4 hour, I mean, it looks great across the board. This structure, base, higher base, higher base. Here's your resistance.
Hold on, you're not sharing your screen, dude. I have it open for you.
Okay, hold on a second. Get it.
The price structure is fantastic right now.
Yeah, price structure is fantastic. And this is the 5-minute, so it just keeps building a base. And if you looked at AMC, it's all about Friday. All the options expire. It's got to rebuild that option base on Monday because all those options expired. There's no longer that call support. People start loading up on calls. They build pressure. Wednesday or Thursday, we get a super big run in it, and then it rolls back on Friday because of the options expiring again. So we're seeing that. We're seeing a strong start to the week, rips a high of just 60, finds a base, builds a higher base above VWAP, now building a higher base. It keeps pressuring. So if you were to try and sell the $40 puts right now for expiring this Friday, let's scroll down a little bit. You're not going to get a great premium. You're going to get 227 bid, 230. Nothing great. You roll it up to 45. Now you're at where I was earlier today, 420, 430. So I think that's a fair amount of premium, and I like that 45 price. When we look at the 1 hour on the AMC, that 45 is right about here. So if we draw that, here's your 45. That's a pretty good base of where this massive sell-off found support, found a bid, and pushed higher. So if you wanted to play AMC the way I played it, if I wasn't in it right now and I wasn't already short the 40 puts, then I would look to sell the 45 puts for about a 420 premium. If by this Friday, AMC doesn't close below 45 plus your premium of $4 roughly, it would have to close at like 41 or lower. You get to make a profit on that. If it closes 45 and above, you get to keep the whole 420 profit on that. So I really like that. And if you can capture this before it breaks out, then you're going to get more premium. If this breaks out today and closes above 59.60, that premium is going to get smaller. So that is a potential option play in AMC. But we're here to talk about spreads. So I just had to throw that out. AMC is the soup du jour right now. You kind of have to bring it up. So
yeah,
okay,
that was great. I think Chris, if we can get the levels that you were talking about typed up after this, we should put them into chat so everyone can get those.
Sure, happy to. Okay, so NEO, another stock that has been pretty strong this week and is also building a very favorable structure. I feel like I found a pretty good base in NEO. When I look at the options on NEO, you got about 1.8 million calls and 1.9 million puts, so relatively balanced. And there's not a whole lot expiring this Friday. It's the monthly OPEX June 18th. So I look at the top open interest calls for the short dated calls right now. And before today, there wasn't a whole lot beyond 40, and there wasn't a whole lot of puts below 35. So that tells me that option traders are not really seeing that NEO is going to go below 35. That basically means they're saying, hey, we feel there's a good base at 35. But when I look at NEO and I kind of zoom in a little bit, I feel like NEO is building, let's go 4 hour. I feel like NEO is building, here's that 35 base where all the options were, and it's rallied from that. It's got a little bit of resistance here, but when you look at this overall, this kind of resistance, this is a strong run. You can see micro impulsive, corrective, impulsive, corrective, impulsive, larger corrective, and push higher. So there's a base in NEO, in my opinion, right around 40. And so if we can get a little bit of a pullback in NEO, then I think there's room for a bull call spread. A bull call spread, simple two-legged trade. And basically what you're doing is you're buying an at the money or near at the money long call. In this case, one of those potentials would be right around, say, 42.50, 42.75, or you could even wait till this kind of support right around here. So you could buy the 42.50. That means you'd buy the 42.50. And if we look at where do we think NEO could go this week without it kind of overextending itself, I look at NEO as having the strong potential of making its way towards this kind of 45, 46 area. That's right about 45.50. I think that clocks in, 45.28. You're going to have some resistance there because of this 2 weekly highs here. So one way to play this is a bull call spread, buying the 42.5 and then selling the 45s. So you buy these and then we'd sell the 45s. Now, this is closer to the strike price right now, or closer to the current price right now. So these are going to be expensive. But by selling a further out of the money, we're going to collect premium on that 45 strike that we're selling. And that will make the 42.5 calls cheaper because we're collecting premium on the 42.50. And so basically what we need this to close at 45 or higher, and we'll collect max profit. right now, when I look at Neo, let's take a look at Neo on.
And while you're pulling that up, Chris, this is a good checkpoint. Chat, if you guys have questions about what Chris has just explained so far, drop them in chat, and he'll be here to answer them for you.
So, and I'm watching the chat as well. So, right now, the 42.5 is clocking in at about 167 mid, and the 45 is clocking in about 60 cents. So that means we'll pay $1 to get into this one here. And we just need it to, by the end of this week, make its way up to 45 or higher. And if it does, we'll collect full profit. So if I were to price these out real quick, just to see, I'll do a vertical and we'll do the 45s. So let's say we pay a 106 debit. That means for 10 contracts, that'd be 1,060, and we'd walk with 1,400, 1,440 on that one there. So that is a relatively low cost debit spread on this, which is a bull call spread. It's a debit spread because you pay to get into it, because you're buying the closer strike and you're selling the further out of the money strike. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on Neo. Some people saying in chat, going to 55, bro, in 1 week. Yeah, I don't think that's likely. I don't know if you have the call feel for that. I don't think you have the options for that. Like when I look at, I'd like it to go that far, but when I look at Neo in terms of, let's look at the biggest volume strike right now above 50 is 51 and 53 at 1,700 calls. After that, it drops down tremendously. So let me show you what I'm seeing here. So here's your volume. This is your volume right here on all the calls. You see a lot of calls around the current strikes. And then once you get to like 50, it thins out massively. It drops like 5 times in the amount of calls. 1,200 here, 1,700 here. You just don't have the call volume to really push it to 55. It's not there yet. And keep in mind, these 50 calls for this Friday are only selling for, you can buy them for 8 cents. So let's say it gets to 51. The person who bought those 7 or 8 cents calls, they can monetize those for 92 cents as soon as it hits 51. They don't need it to go $2, $3, $4 before they can monetize it and take profit. If these were more expensive and you start to see more calls at 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, then I can see it having more call fuel. But I just don't see that right now in the current options market as being kind of viable. So I'd like it to go to 50, but not really there yet. So that's one potential way to play the bull call spread. We did bear put spread last week, which is the same spread to the downside. And now we're doing upside spreads.
This is a good question to answer. I think it's really foundational. Mm-hmm. How do you close out the trade when you're doing spreads?
Okay, so let's take a look at Neo. Let's take a look at a few scenarios. First off, if you buy, let's say we buy the 42.50 and we sell the 45. Let's look at 3 scenarios on a bull call spread. Scenario 1, it goes to 45 exactly. We're pretty much at max profit at that point. So we don't need to close it out because the person who we sold the 45 to is not going to exercise that because it's at the money. It's not in the money. It has no intrinsic value. So we don't have to worry about the 45s being exercised because they're not worth anything. There's no point in that person exercising that. The 42.50 is going to be the one where we make our money on it, but you can just close it out at the end of the week if you want to. You can close the full spread and think or swim. Like literally you highlight both, right click, hit close order, or you can just close them out individual legs on that one there. And so by Friday, if it gets to 45, this is worth absolutely nothing. This is the one that's going to be worth the money. We're going to make our money on this one here. This one, we sold this to make the call cheaper. And so you can close out this leg individually, or you can close it all as one spread. So those are the 2 ways that you can close it out. But that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is, let's say you get to 44. Okay, we bought the 42.50 for about $1. That means it needs to be at 43.50 for us to be break even. We'll have about 50 cents in the money at that point. Again, it's the same thing. You can close both of them at the same time, But when you close both at the same time, I find that they're not going to give you the best prices. They're not going to give you the mid prices between the spread. And so in that case, I'll close my profit leg for as close to the ask as I can possibly get. And then I'll close the individual call that I'm selling for as close to the bid as possible. So this way I sell my bid back for the lowest price possible. And I close out my long call for the maximum price I can get. So only close both of them if you're at max profit or above your top strike. Otherwise, close the legs out individually and see if you can finagle that spread a little bit. I always try and go for the mid price the first time. If it feels great, if it doesn't, then I'll slowly etch it towards, the ask or the bid, depending upon whether I'm long or short. And then as soon as I get the first fill, then I know that's where the dealers and market makers are happy to fill me at. So yeah, great question. Okay. How do you know the break-even price? That's very straightforward. So you got to look at your strike that you're buying, the call that you're buying, in this case, the 42.50. You're long the 42.50. If you pay $1.60 for this call right here, and you sell this one for 60 cents, then your net cost is $1. So you need to get to your strike plus $1 to get to break even. That's your break even point on that one. Yeah. To sell a put, would you buy to open, buy to close, sell to open, sell to close? I would try and sell the put on the ask. I would first try the ask, then I would go to the midpoint, and then I would keep going down towards the bid until I got filled. So yes, that's how you would sell a cash secure put. Okay, so that is the bull call spread on NEO. Also, space, I think, is another one that is kind of really shown, okay, 15 was way undervalued. And when I look at this weekly structure, I feel like this wants to break higher. You got a relative resistance here. The highs are getting higher in the weekly. I feel like it wants to break higher in this and get above this kind of 36 strike. But for now, what I'd like to see on space, we already sold cash secure puts on this one. What I'd like to see is another dip back to the weekly VWAP when it flattens out, like right around here, this 31.30. And the reason why I like that on space is, so right now, you look at open interest on it, it's about 568,000 calls and about 300,000 puts. It's call heavy. And a majority of those options don't expire till next Friday. So not this Friday. So we don't have to worry about the market pulling back this Friday from it. And it's not even a whole lot of options, about 15%. The top open interest put is 25. And so that tells me that the market shouldn't get that low, but I feel like 30 is going to be a good base of support. So if we get to 30.90 or 31, which is kind of this base right over here and where it launched from today, then I think you have a couple options. You can sell a 30 or 28 or 29 cash secure put. You want to do a bull call spread? Buy the 31 and sell the 34 or the 35 or the 36. And so if I feel like 36 is going to be the max this week, then generally I don't want to sell that strike because there's a chance that we don't get to that. We get just close to that. People start taking profit, monetizing their stuff, and we never make it above 36, and thus I don't achieve max profit. So I think the 31, 34 could be a pretty solid call spread. So you would buy the 31s if we get a pullback, and then you can sell the 34s. And that would just be a very simple bull call spread on that one. Okay, let's take a look at questions here real quick. That 46 call will lose theta decay the last day and a half pretty quickly if out of the money. Correct. Which one you're talking about, NEO? Yes. It will theta decay on weekly options. It's all 90% of it is going to be contained in the last 2 days. Like almost all of it's in the last 2 days. Theta decay looks like this. Today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And theta decay, if you were to buy the weekly option on this for this Friday, theta decay is going to look like this. And it's just going to, like on this day right here, it's just going to start to nosedive. And so the majority of theta decay on weekly options is on the last 2 days. And so yes, that call will decay, but I like to be out of it in case it overshoots, because if it overshoots before Friday, then I have the potential for that being exercised. I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather just close it out for max profit. So yes. But it doesn't matter on a bull call spread. It doesn't really matter. Your max profit is capped. All bull call spreads have a P&L profile like this. So this is price, up or down. This is your P&L. This is the 0 point. All bull call spreads have a profit profile like this. This is what you pay to get into the option. This is the profit rising. This is your top strike, and it maxes out here. So it doesn't matter whether this decays or not. Your max profit is always achieved right at the top strike. It goes to $5 past your top strike, $10 past your top strike. Doesn't matter. You already hit max profit. There's nothing else you can do on that point. Yeah. So if the one you sell becomes in the money, how do you not get assigned? Can you specify the question? One you sell becomes in the money. How do you not get assigned? You close it out before it gets assigned. It can't get assigned unless it's exercised by the option buyer. It would have to be in the money to do that. And it would also have to cover their costs as well. Like, for example, if they pay $4 for that call and they're only $1 in the money, they're not going to exercise that because then they're going to be $3 out of the money, so to say. So, yeah. When you're long a call option, can you exercise that contract before expiry? Yes, you can exercise it all the way up to the expiration date, and that's it. How does that affect the person on the other side of the trade? They are assigned. It's very straightforward. If I exercise, the other person on the other side is assigned, whatever strike it is. If they sell me $50 calls to me and the stock's at 55 and I exercise those calls, my $50 calls, are they long or short at 50? They're short at 50. So that's how that works. Yeah. Okay. So space, another bull call spread. How are we doing on time? Got enough for about one or two more tickers?
Let's do 2 more.
Done. Fubo. Fubo does not, even though it's high V, it's not enough premium right now to really sell cash secure puts. So I think you kind of have to go the bull call spread on this one here. Fubo, assuming this week closes bullish, will be 5 weeks bullish. And so when I look at options on Fubo, about 325,000 calls, 130,000 puts, so call heavy, 25% of that is rolling off next Friday, monthly OPEX. Now, here's the thing about Fubo. Right now, the short-dated calls before today, top open interest call really wasn't beyond 30. And top open interest put is not below 20. So I would like to see Fubo pull back a little bit, but I'm not sure we're going to get it. It's been closing 50, 60, 70, 80% of whatever the weekly high has been for the last 3 weeks. So when I look at Fubo, I look at the 1 hour chart and I do see a consistent pattern. So you can see that every Fubo breakout it's had has rolled back to the VWAP when the VWAP got horizontal. This is the weekly VWAP. So you can see it here. It breaks out and it rolls back to the horizontal VWAP. Breaks out and it rolls back to the horizontal VWAP. This is now broken out of this high. I think what's going to happen is it may have a little bit more extension today, but then this VWAP is going to go horizontal. Once it starts to go horizontal, if price drips into that weekly VWAP, then I would like to do a bull call spread on that one there. Now let's assume it rolls back to the current VWAP 29.84. Then I will look to buy the 30s. And then the real question is, where do I think Fubo can go? How high do I think Fubo can go in the week? And I think Fubo can probably make it out to 33, maybe 34. It could potentially get to 35. The last few weeks, it's gained about $3, $4 per week. That was about $2.5, $3. So we're already starting off on a good foot. It's already gotten $2 gain. I think Fubo probably can make it to between 32 and 34 comfortably. So then I would look to buy the 30s and then sell the 33s or the 34s. And so that's how I would play that one right there. Let's take a look at questions. Hall of Fame Benzinga gang. Someone is doing BBIG. Okay. Just want to say thank you for all this knowledge that you guys have shared with us. This is my first day on this channel, and what I've learned today is invaluable. This is now one of my top 5 YouTube channels. Awesome to hear.
Hey, did you know that only half of you viewing right now are actually subscribed to Benzinga YouTube? Take a moment and hit that subscribe button and give us a like.
What?
Thanks. I know, isn't that weird? Don't be weird, guys.
Come on now. Come on now. There's so many different guests. There's so much knowledge being dropped on this. So many trade ideas. Like on net, the trade ideas that you're presenting with every single week here are going to pay for them. I mean, it's going to pay for your Benzinga subscription. So it seems like it would be like a no-brainer to subscribe to the channel that gives you tons of technical knowledge, tons of technical skills, has great guests, and some great trade ideas. Can you show us an Iron Condor example? I think I'd like to do that, but on the next class. Because Iron Condor that's a meaty one, and we only got about 3 minutes left. So, yeah, I would love to do that, Andres. I'd love to do that, but let's think the next time. Is that workable?
I'm going to answer for him. Yes, it is. All right, Chris, I think we're just about at time. We got to go into wrap up mode here. You gave a lot of picks in a very short period of time. Where can folks find more of that good stuff? 4 picks.
4 picks in less than 30 minutes. So you can check out our YouTube channel, Second Skies Trading. We just produced a new video on order flow and the 6 ways you can understand and read order flow. And our website, secondskiesforex.com. But all our videos and content is on YouTube. We do live streams on Wednesdays. We do Get Technical on Mondays. So be here every Monday for this. We just talk options only. And we trade stocks, options, crypto, Forex. We trade it all. So come check us out, and you can see what we're looking at for the week.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Chris. See you next Monday.
Good seeing you. Be well.
You too. All right, guys, that's a real one with capital R. Chris Capre. Check out his YouTube channel, Second Skies Trading. Really good stuff. He's previously was a lot more into Forex, so there's also Second Skies Forex. But the man is covering all markets right now. A lot of the actions in stocks. So definitely get on over there and add that resource to your educational tool belt. Chris just said, be well, muchachos. You be well as well. Adios, amigo. All right. What's up next, Spencer? What show comes after this?
Moon or bust?
Oh, all right. So wouldn't everyone like a little bust action today? Spencer looks like he's due for a bust.
I mean, I just know that they know altcoins and shitcoins.
There we go, guys. So your Luna should be covered. If it isn't covered, scream it at them.
Yeah, definitely. That's the show for Luna. Those guys know what they're talking about.
I can do the charts. I'll tell you when I will sell, or this is not financial advice, but I'll tell you the when to buy, when to sell, all that kind of stuff, the price levels and all that kind of stuff. They will give you all the fundamental side. Why? Like, what is the idea behind this project? What is this shitcoin? So on and so forth, market dynamics and all that. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, Bullish AHT, Bullish BBIG, big time. Zach Morris on Twitter is big on these stocks, so they got a ton of volume behind them. I don't care what the stock is, what the company does. I don't care about any of that. I just care about what direction it's going in and how much money I can make on it. And AHT, BBIG, it is happening. My calls for BBIG are the October expiration in the money calls. AHT, I just answered this in chat. I think it was it September? Looking at my phone right now. Whatever. If you're getting calls and you're doing it from a swing perspective, try to get them 60 to 90 days out. Expiration, 60 to 90 days out. I almost always do in the money calls when I'm doing that. And then if I'm trading options, which I'm very happy to do, I love to do it whenever I have time. I'm looking at a 10-minute chart. I'm buying in the money calls that are expiring this Friday, but you can really only do that on stocks that have a ton of volume. So you're really not seeing that with names like AHT, BBIG. Maybe you probably are, with the attention that it's getting from FinTwit and other outlets. But you want to trade an asset that you're going to get filled when you try to get out of an options position. So guys,
wait, I have one last thing before we go.
Of course,
Samro asked, where can I find a schedule for your show on YouTube? Every morning or evening. On the Benzinga Twitter account, we update our schedule for the day. We make the YouTube schedule for that day our main profile photo on Twitter. If you go to twitter.com/Benzinga, you should be able to see our schedule for that day. And we update it every single day. So that's where you can find a schedule of that's one place you can find a schedule for the shows for that day. It's updated every day. Anyway,
there you go. Thank you, Spencer. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Get Technical. We are on every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Neil Hamilton.
Oh, wait, not tomorrow or Wednesday, right?
Yeah, but not tomorrow or Wednesday because I'm going to a conference.
Neil is abandoning us. So
but you guys can follow me for content on my OnlyFans that Spencer will drop the link to in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Get Technical. As always, happy trading. See you guys.
All right, Mooner bossed up right now.